Well,
All
good morning.
right.
Said, well, good morning.
Well, good morning. It's October the 1st.
It is, isn't it? And the
Oh,
Indians lost another playoff game. Oh, well,
John, you know what? The magic number is 163. That's all.
the last few years, that's what it's definitely been
I mean, come
for
on
the
now.
Indians.
Yeah,
But
it's okay. I was scrolling through Twitter today, and which is usually, it's my daily fix of snark and sarcasm. And one of the forecasters just said snow. And there's no snow forecasted, but
right.
I'm pretty sure the guy now is in witness protection program.
Hey, you know what? In the weather industry, if you're right 20% of the time, you're an expert. So,
yeah,
probably close, right?
Well, that and the fact that it's 2020, so anything's possible at this point.
This is true. So today, I want to talk. I think we should talk about 5 words to describe your week.
Yep.
Every week is different, especially in recruiting. And I think that no matter what you see in your week, I think you have to possibly refocus. Even if it's a great week, sometimes we get lost in the, man, what a wonderful week I'm having, and kind of fall out, right? So why don't you go ahead and go first and talk about what your weeks look like.
Sure. It's really funny. Before we get into that, I was looking at both of ours. They're different, but they're almost the same.
Yeah.
So, anyways, mine is waiting is the hardest part. Waiting is the hardest part. I think there's a song that actually has that in there. For me, I think that's important because you have to be patient. You really do. I think that when it comes to the idea of in our industry, it was once told to me, you don't want one of these, the roller coaster, but you do have to understand that you're going to have ebbs and flows through the course of your day, your week, your month, whatever it may be, and just being patient. It also, when it comes to building those relationships with the new clients, for example, I know that you get excited because you've got that bite, if you will, but you have to work it. You got to, and it's about the idea of waiting for them to move forward. We've always had those. We all have had those clients who are like, yeah, let me talk with my team and let me find this out. Let me do this out, and we want to get the answer right now. But it's important to be patient.
Well, and patience also. I mean, how patient can someone be? Because I praise every one of these people in the hospitality industry. I mean, they've been patient for going on 7 months now, and they've waited, they've applied for jobs, they've done so much that, I mean, there's only so much patience you can get.
Yeah,
but you almost have to hit reset every day.
Yes.
You have to reset every morning. You have to be patient again. Know that your day, while it might not be what you want it to be, is going to be something that can pan out in the long run. I was talking to you earlier about a client who, and this was 6 years ago, but this is patience at its best. I had connected with them and told them that we had a great candidate, and I didn't hear anything back. 30 days later, finally, he replied back and said, you know what? I need that candidate. Let me talk to you about how you guys work. And that kind of taught me a lot about patience, because I didn't realize, I'm used to coming from retail, where everything is instant gratification. I can build a display and make it look perfect by the end of it in an hour and a half, and everybody looks, oh, look how pretty that bed looks, or look how wonderful the Pepsi looks that says Go Browns or whatever. But, in the hospitality industry, there's a lot of patience that's needed. And I think in the job search, there's a lot of patience that's needed, because a lot of times when we send our people over, it could take 4 or 5, 6 days before the client gets back to us. And that's the patience that we need to learn, right?
And I think it's also important when we say waiting is the hardest part, it isn't. It's also being honest that, especially for those who have been unemployed since March or since April, we understand, the rejection letters, the no responses from some people, which we don't condone, but we understand happens.
Right.
So we understand that waiting is the hardest part. The one thing I will say, whether it's your job hunting or you're trying to business develop, no matter what it is, I think that the most important thing to keep in mind is not only when it comes to waiting, the only guarantee of not having success is stopping.
Right.
So literally, as you're looking for that job, yes, you're waiting, which is the hardest part, but keep going, because the only time you're guaranteed to stop having a chance to find that job is if you stop trying. The only time you're not going to get that deal or that client is if you stop trying. We know it's a tough time right now, but it does require patience. It does require us to wait, but we have to just keep moving forward.
Yeah, and that's my week. So go ahead and throw that up. It is hard to be patient. I have to tell you that, in everyday life, like I said, I think most of the time we want to come from instant gratification. We have our phones. We have everything that we want to know right now. We apply for a job and we hope to hear something right away. We order DoorDash and hope that it shows up in the 25-minute window that they promise you. We have all that stuff that honestly really kind of makes it go. But, patience is so hard. And I've actually learned over the years to be a little bit more patient, especially running a business and realizing what we need to do. And, when we look at it and we go, okay, well, it's October 1st. And where are we at from where we were 7 months ago? It drives you to the bottom line. It drives you to be patient. And you have to, because if not, I'm going to drive myself crazy, right?
Well, it's also important, being patient. My wife has a song, and I'm like, I promise I won't sing it about being patient. I promise I won't. But I always think of it in my head because the whole idea of the song is don't be in such a hurry.
Right.
And the idea of it is patience by itself causes us to be more diligent. How often has it been, and I'm the first to admit it, even for this particular, not today, but other previous lives, I've had to fix something on a graphic we create. And I'm a little too quick. I'm impatient. I want to get it done. I have other things to do. And what you end up with is a 1, 2, and a 1.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Why? I was rushing.
Right.
So when you hurry, mistakes tend to get made. Don't compromise your quality in place of your patience.
Right.
That I think is so important.
Yeah, and I think the interesting piece is, again, we're going to go live again on Monday, and we're going to talk about how to get the junk out of your trunk, basically, and organize your life a little bit better, especially on your job search. And I think, a lot of times when you come from a coaching perspective, patience is one of the ones you want to be at the top of that list. Yep. The other one is you want to talk about what you're grateful for. And, while a lot of people are unemployed, at least they're grateful that they still have a life and that they still live every day. And then that patience to actually kind of find that job. And one will come along. It may be time to reload. It may be time to change industries, but one will come along if you're patient. So I look forward to that one on Monday because I think it's going to be a really good one as well.
I agree. And speaking of looking forward, tomorrow, John, you may or may not be with us tomorrow because you'll be running around. And if you get coverage and you can break away, terrific. If not, it'll be myself and Adam Stafford, who has been putting together a tremendous, if you've not seen it yet, it's called Crushed Culinary for Cleveland. He's had a series of these great videos with chefs. And if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it. It's up on our Facebook page, also up on LinkedIn. But Adam is a foodie through and through, and we're going to have a segment we call Foodie Friday. Just kind of pick his brain. As you can tell, John and I don't miss a meal, but Adam is the expert in the food. So we'll have him, we'll pick his brain and have some fun tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Cool. Well, you guys have a great day.